Sup everybody, what's going on? I hope all of y'all are doing fan-freaking-tastic out there. I hope some of y'all also enjoyed Money in the Bank that happened last night. I'm not quite sure how it turned out yet because I'm filming this before the actual event happens. Alright, I don't really have many updates this week except for one. I couldn't get in contact with Bruce Dropmoff. I've tried tweeting him, I've tried whispering him on Twitch, which apparently he had changed his Twitch settings to private so only he can whisper me. I was in his Twitch stream last night and I didn't get to talk to him that I didn't even get to talk to him then, okay? Bruce Dropmoff is just very hard to come in contact with, okay? So I really hope me and him can work something out and have a talk in the future. Alright, and the other update I have is that I have recently created a Discord server. I have my own Discord group. I'm going to put that link in the description below. All are welcome if y'all watch here in SSP. If you're a troll, I'll be able to see that you're a troll and you'll just get removed from Discord, no issue. Alright, so anyway, y'all read the title. Y'all know what this is about. I'm about to review Avengers Endgame, okay? I'm not really one for doing movie reviews here on this channel, but because this video is so big, because this movie is so big, I might as well go ahead and give my thoughts on it because I'm a big Marvel fan. Alright, and yes, this review will contain spoilers, okay? This is just some of the things that I thought about it. Alright, so I'm going to try my best to keep this as an order of appearance as best as I can. Alright, so I went to go see it last Monday after uploading last week's vlog. I went to go watch it in 3D around 1:30ish. And when I got there though, get this, I was the only one in the theater. The only one in the theater. Bruh, that was epic in my opinion. So nobody was there to see me mark out for any of the big moments that happened in the movie. But, yeah, so, when I see, Tyrone Magnus said that the movie started off kind of slow, but I had to disagree. I thought it personally started off kind of fast, and I thought it kind of sped through most of it, okay? I'm sure that when y'all watched my, Avengers Fun and Games trailer this past Saturday, you could tell that I ended up having to, watch the trailers over and over and over again just to see what clip should fit in where. So maybe that's one reason why I went so fast, because I paid too much attention to the trailers, you know? But anyway, so when I first see Thanos around the beginning of it, Thanos was wearing a big white t-shirt, like he's looking mean in his white tee, snapping in his white tee. But when Thanos got killed so early off in the movie, right, my immediate reaction was this. Okay, you know what? Movie's over now. I'm done. I'm getting out of here. But, yeah, I acted like I was getting up and then I sat back down. Let's see here. 5 years later happens. They show where everybody's at. Professor Hulk, okay, Professor Hulk was the thing, and that part took me off guard, alright? Professor Hulk took me off guard, alright? It didn't have any kind of setup for it, it didn't have any kind of, yeah, there was a brief explanation to it, but it just showed up. That's all it did, it just showed up and got in your face and said, hello, here I am, you know? And my face during that whole conversation was this. Like, I couldn't believe my eyes, I couldn't believe my ears. Like, I know there's physical proof in the comics about how Hulk was smart from time to time, but, oh well. I guess, hello, Professor Hulk, welcome to the MCU. But anyway, moving on, then the whole time travel thing comes into play. Now, the whole time travel issue this is where it gets confusing, and this is where the whole review starts going downhill in a weird way. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, they went to go kill, no, they went to go get the Soul Stone from Boromir, right? And Natasha, aka Black Widow, had to die, right? So, later on, the actual big battle happens, right? And when I saw, alright, so this is where it gets weird, okay? This is where it gets weird, right? Professor Hulk said himself that just simply changing something from the past wouldn't alter the future in any way, right? Which is kind of strange because when they went back to go get the Infinity Stones, right? I guess it would make sense that Thanos would still be alive in their day because, if Thanos never got the stones, then Thanos would never have snapped his fingers, and if Thanos never would have snapped his fingers, then he wouldn't have needed to be murdered like that, right? So, but look, they had to go get the Soul Stone from Boromir, and I assumed that was before Black Widow got tossed off the cliff, right? No, I assumed that was before Gamora got tossed off the cliff, right? So Gamora was dead, right? Yet they went back, got the stone, and now she's alive again, somehow, right? So keep in mind, that time travel was able to save Gamora's life somehow, okay? Alright, so now moving on, I'm just saying that if time travel can save Gamora's life, there's a chance it could have saved Black Widow's life, and a chance it could have saved Tony Stark's life, alright? Now, we saw Ant-Man in there, right? We saw Ant-Man right there in the battle, okay? And this movie did kind of address one meme, right? They was talking about how, why they couldn't just go back in time when Thanos was a baby and just... And Hulk shot that theory down real quick. Alright. So that's kind of... The car just stopped off camera for some reason. But, yeah guys, so... They went to go... Dang, that car just threw me off guard. Alright, so anyway, what happened was, when they addressed the meme of Thanos getting choked out as a baby, I'm just saying that if Ant-Man was in the right spot at the right time, aka very small in Thanos' head, he could have went giant and killed him like that, right? But no, he didn't do that. But if Scott Lang was in Thanos' head during that moment, Iron Man could have saved himself, okay? But I guess that part would have not made much sense because Stark needed to snap. Okay, Stark needed to snap, right, to get rid of everybody. Right, but who knows, maybe when Thanos got killed at the end, if it was only Thanos that got killed at the end, it could have been like a Wicked Witch of the West situation where everybody said, Thanos, you killed him. All hail, the wicked Thanos is dead. All hail, the terrifying Thanos is dead. Something like that. So, yeah, but look, if time travel can go back and save Gamora's life, maybe time travel can save, Black Widow's life, and maybe time travel can save Tony Stark's life. Alright, now, the whole Tony Stark thing, dying, who knows, maybe when he snapped, maybe he had a backup plan, okay? I'm not sure if the Infinity Stones could do this, but maybe he could have cloned himself when he snapped. There's one thought. But, yeah, so now let me go and talk about the, Captain America lifting Thor's hammer. Alright. I guess it makes sense. Okay, it only makes sense in my opinion. Alright. First there's the lame excuse about why it makes sense, and then there's the long excuse about why it makes sense. Alright, so for the lame excuse though, you have an angry Thanos ready to kick y'all's butts. Alright. Thanos is ready to knock the ever-loving snot out of y'all. Alright. Thor's almost dead. Captain America's almost dead. His shield's all tattered and whatnot. Stark is almost dead. Alright? And if y'all are fighting for your lives, okay, whether or not you should be able to pick up a hammer should be the last thing on your mind. Okay? Steve, he just took a gamble and just tried to pick it up. Just to see if it would work. And it did. It did. Alright, and the other lame excuse I have for this is that, Thor is supposed to be the ruler of Asgard, right? Thor is the only one deemed worthy to lift up the hammer, okay? So I guess that he who is worthy has the right to say who is and who isn't worthy. And plus, Odin's dead, so Odin really can't make that decision. But, yeah, and now for the long excuse, okay? Steve Rogers was known for fighting for our country, right? He was known about patriotism and whatnot. But during Civil War, though, I know that there was a law that came out that would have prevented Steve and some of the other Avengers from doing what they wanted to do. And it caused Steve to disobey the law and stand up for what he knew was right, okay? So not only did Steve Rogers end up fighting for this country, he ended up fighting against our country as well. So who knows, maybe about what happened during Civil War was what deemed him worthy to begin with. So there's one more theory. So, yeah, one other theory that was circulating around on the internet was that, when Steve had to go return the Soul Stones, he had to return the, Soul Stone, right? And if he had to go return the Soul Stone, that means he would have had to take it back to Vormir. And if he had to take it back to Vormir, then that means that he would have, encountered Red Skull again. Right? And there could have been a chance that maybe, just maybe, in returning the Soul Stone, he could have gotten Natasha's soul back from it. You never know. You never know. But now the future of the MCU looks very weird, but very strange, but very okay for now, okay? And I say that because, first of all, it seems weird because we didn't get a post-credit scene after this movie. We didn't get a confirmation that somebody was going to return. All I got to see was just a trailer for the new Spider-Man movie. So, look, the Avengers, they still got Spider-Man now, okay? Heck, seeing Nick friggin' Fury show up confirms that, right? And Spider-Man is definitely an Avenger now, apparently. Another thing that makes the MCU weird from now on is that, look, I don't think I'm really that hurt that Captain America and Iron Man are gone, okay? First of all, even though Steve Rogers is pretty cool, his whole character of Captain America isn't really that big for me, you know? Come on, he's just a strong dude with a shield, wearing red, white, and blue, come on. And then there's a Tony Stark, okay? If it wasn't for Tony Stark's sense of humor, I probably would not be a fan of Iron Man. Alright? Other than that, Iron Man is just a flying, walking, and talking tank. That's all he is. So, the fact that Tony Stark and Captain America are gone isn't that bad. Alright? I still got Spider-Man. Spider-Man's pretty cool. We still get Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is pretty cool. Heck, War Machine is practically the same thing. Heck, I'm still a Hulk fan. We still got Hulk. That's pretty cool. But yeah, one other thought that I had in mind was that I remembered seeing Thanos use the Time Stone to undo Vision's death just so he can redo it by taking the soul form, the Mind Stone for himself. So if Thanos was able to rewind Vision's death, who knows, maybe we could have rewound Tony Stark's death, right? And there was one other thought that I had in my mind. I might have to go back and rewatch it again, but I'm not sure if Thor was there to watch Tony Stark die or not. But I'm just curious to know if his hammer or if his soul breaker could have garnished enough electricity to revive Tony Stark if he was there in time. So, Endgame's got me thinking a lot. Alright, and I guess I can go and wrap this movie up. I guess I can go and wrap this review up now and go ahead and wrap this video up now. As a reminder, 29th, which is next Wednesday, not this coming Wednesday, but the upcoming Wednesday after that, is the 4th anniversary. So, yeah, I guess we can go ahead and wrap this up now. And until next time, make sure you be outrageously optimistic year-round. Booyah. I'm out, and here comes my hug of appreciation. Bye. I love you all.